Hello, ladies and gentle ladies. Welcome back to another stream. You might have to bear with me for a second here because I'm trying some new audio thing. I've been trying to make it so I can listen to Spotify and you guys have to listen to this terrible music. I think it works now. Obviously, if you guys can hear Spotify, then I'm fucked. But I think it should be working. It was a right old pain in the butt, but I think it's working now. So the audio levels also may be a bit weird because they're going to be different than before. But hopefully all is fine. And yeah, we'll basically just get started. I don't really know what we're going to do today, to be honest. Kind of what I originally planned to do today, I've already done, so... So I'm not sure what we're gonna do today. But yeah, let's bring it in. Let's get rid of that, and then hopefully my camera will work if I undo the privacy thing. And I think that's everything. Okay, lovely. So yes, last time we were working, of course, on the Rotary Kiln, and let's just see where we're at because I'm not 100% sure. I believe basically everything worked, at least as far as I'm aware. It's far from perfect, of course, but most of that is just going to be just tweaking later down the line rather than things we can do right now. Oh yes, end of the last stream, we ended with the prospect that I might have to rewrite the entire mod. And I was getting really annoyed. Turns out I was just being a bit of an idiot. And I forgot to add, if I can find it, there's a single method that I forgot to add. This method right here, I forgot to add this method. And that meant that basically the hopper didn't know there was an inventory storage there. So no, we do not have to rewrite the entire mod. Which is good. That's good news as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, all my hate on Fabric at the end of the last stream is now irrelevant because it turns out that Fabric does handle hoppers for us. So that's nice. Hello 7410, welcome to the stream. So yeah, let's get the game loaded in. And we'll see where we're at. Yeah, I was on the Fabric Discord. I was being a little bit passive aggressive because I was very annoyed that I would have to rewrite everything. But it turns out I don't have to rewrite everything, which is great. I always consider that good news. So now if I put these in here, you'll see that they will start coming in here, and obviously the animation is going to be a work in progress. I need to at some point steal Basti for that because I'm gonna obviously want it to like tumble down here, slide down here, and then as it goes along here, it's effectively going to want to roll up the side and then tumble back down to the middle. That's what it needs to do. But that's a lot of math, and all of it is well beyond my skill level. So yeah, probably gonna have to at some point steal Basti for that and get that all figured out. But yeah, as you can see, they're all going to come along here. And when it gets to the end, it's just going to put it in this chest. So I'll clear out the chest so that we can see that happening. It obviously takes a minute. But you'll see that it's able to process all of these recipes at once, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we will have to wait a hot minute, but it's almost there. And in theory, that should mean it starts coming in here. Yeah, there it is. So there is something weird happening here. So it gets to, yeah, that point there, and then there's a big delay before it gets in this chest. Not really sure why. I think it's probably something to do with this code here. So probably because it starts at index 2, I'm guessing. Yeah, because it does, it gets at index -2. It shouldn't actually do that though, right? I'm just trying to think. Index is the kiln segment. It might just need to be index -1. Yeah, because these use index -1, so it's probably meant to be index -1. Hopefully that doesn't crash. And hopefully that means that when it gets to the end, yeah, that goes straight in. Okay, so it's not as buggy now. Perfect. Yeah, it probably does actually start like in here. Yeah, you can actually see that it does start back here as well, which obviously isn't necessarily ideal. But there isn't much we can, well, I mean, we could fix that, but it's not that big of a deal in reality. Okay, since I have, oh. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I think it's probably because of the +1. Maybe? I don't know why I have a +1. I wrote this a while ago and I've completely forgotten now how it works, but anyways, I think for the most part, this is kind of it, right? Unless I'm forgetting something. I think the only other thing that we haven't done is going to be putting the burner up here, which is going to obviously interface with the heat system. But the thing is, I don't think we're going to work on that because, well, that requires the heat system. And the heat system is still a very much kind of not in a good place system. So yeah, for now, I think we're not going to touch that. And I think we'll move on. Yeah, so I should also mention, I guess, whilst we're at it, we are now, or well, I should say, how do I say this actually? This is a little bit confusing to explain, I suppose. So basically, I am now not the only person working on the mod, and we have my good friend Alex working on the mod as well. And he's basically kind of started a whole, or at least I've got him working on. Okay, right. I got him working on adding latex, because we're gonna do a whole latex rubber thing. And that's going to be very important very soon because we're going to want to have conveyors, and conveyors are going to be made of rubber. So we're kind of going down that whole route. It's going to take a while. We'll probably do it on stream at some point, but I think for now I'm going to keep the streams to the aluminium stuff, and then kind of do that off stream. And then once we're done with the aluminium stuff, which will be pretty soon, because well, the only next thing we've got to do is the I'm gonna butcher it again. The whole hero process. Let's see if Brave understands what I'm trying to type. Yes, the whole heroic process. So we're basically going to be doing that. Well, we're actually going to be doing that now. Now that I think about it. Because this outputs alumina, and alumina is basically the input to that entire process. Hello Pato, welcome to the stream. If I can find my my notes. Hello Deep Minds, welcome to the stream. Okay, I don't actually have in my notes anything about the whole heroic process, so we're gonna have to kind of go step by step into that. So I'm basically going to do the exact same as what I did last time, which is ask Rock to research it for me, and then I will verify all of the facts afterwards. I think that's a pretty good approach to just getting a lot of information very quick. Because goddamn Wikipedia is not very fun. So far we don't have anything, but we are working, or he is working, because I'm actually not working on it at all, but he is working on the latex extractor. So that's basically just going to extract latex from wood. What I haven't actually told him yet, and hopefully he's not in the stream listening, is that we're going to have to add rubber trees and a whole rubber wood set. So we're going to have to do that too, which I haven't met. But yeah, basically you're going to go to a rubber tree, you're going to put down the extractor, and it will extract out latex. That's basically how it's going to work. So nice and simple. It's very similar sort of to industrial foregoing. Yeah. The only difference is that, like, it's going to be on rubber wood, not any wood. That's basically the difference. And then from there we'll go on to, like, because obviously once you've got the latex, you have to do something with the latex. I think you have to dry it first. So there's going to be like 2 methods of drying, I think. First one's just going to be rope drying, and then the second one's going to be a whole whole process. But we'll obviously do the simpler one first. Well, he's not going to be able to do the entire thing, at least not yet. So there will be some things that I have to do, like ropes. I'm definitely going to have to do that. To be honest, I can probably just copy that from old Industria, luckily, because I have done a lot of that entire process with, well, I actually haven't done a lot of it, but I've done some of it with old Industria, so I'm just asking to explain the process to me, and hopefully Grok can kind of do it, though it has been bugging out recently, so maybe not. Okay, so obviously I know, so basically what I know about the process without anything is that it's electrolysis, right? I don't really know anything beyond that. I don't know if it's just electrolysis or what. In fact, yeah, Grok is not really helping me. It's going on a whole tangent. So, we're probably gonna have to figure it out ourselves. If anyone happens to know anything about it, though, that would be probably very helpful. Because I don't really want to scan Wikipedia for 20 minutes, but okay. Here is the Wikipedia. So, yeah, basically it's just smelting it, as far as I'm aware. But I don't think it's also quite as simple as that. So, we don't really care about this. We don't care about this. Care about this. Don't really care about this. Is there not like a there's just a step-by-step thing? Is it really that hard? Is it just electrolysis, or am I crazy? You know who we need here to help figure this out? We need Ilya. We need big man Ilya. I don't know why the hell my game has just moved to the other. What has just happened? Okay, sure. I guess I'm having my monitor like this now. It's very confused. Okay. And basically, what Grok is saying is that we have an electrolyte mixer, a reduction cell, and a casting furnace. I don't know, though, that's how it really works. I'm just kind of reading or very quickly skimming over what, you know, I can show you what it is. Right. So okay, here's the steps, right? So preparation, alumina, which is what we have. So we have alumina. That is this. This is alumina. I should add that to the line, but I haven't done that. So that's dissolved in a molten bath of cryolite. Okay. Okay. Hello, Basti. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so yeah, so it's dissolved in a molten bath of cryolite. I don't know what cryolite is. I do remember researching cryolite though, for old Industria actually. So cryolite is sodium hexafluoroaluminate apparently. Good to know. Doesn't really help me. Okay, it's kind of all one stage, actually. Kind of. Not entirely, but... How are you coding without restart game? I am pressing this lovely button right here, which hot swaps it for me. Which is a plugin, by the way. It's called a single hot swap. As long as you're in debug mode, it will work perfectly fine. Yeah, so basically it's telling me there's 3 steps. So there's mixing, there's electrolysis, and there's casting. Casting's going to be interesting. Should we have like, you know, I kind of want a Tinker's Construct style, like, casting thing. That would be really cool. Right? Like, that would be super cool. Yeah, you don't need the plugin. If you don't want to use the plugin, you can just build project, but that's a lot slower and breaks if you have like mix and stuff. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would just recommend getting the plugin. But yeah, should we... I think it would be really cool to have like a Tinker's Construct style casting thing. You know what we wanted to do actually in Dirty Chemistry back in the day? I don't know if I'll be able to find it on GitHub. Probably not. But we had this idea, right? Where I'll open Paint and I'll kind of show you. So the idea was, right? You would have like a GUI. I think it was actually a pretty good idea, but you'd have a GUI, right? Like this. I don't know, sure. And there would be on the left like this sand thing. I don't know, what's a good sand color? Sure. Right? You'd have this sand thing here, and then with your mouse, you would actually draw the shape of the cast. Like you wouldn't draw the shape, but you would draw the outline in a way. I think it was actually a really good idea, but I also think it was probably quite hard to do. So maybe not a good idea. Or we could just take the Tinker's route. Right? That works too. Either way, that's not what we're going to be doing first, because that's not that important. So I'm not really sure how this bath works. This cryolite bath. Like, is the cryolite used? Or is it just like we need Ilya, man. Is Ilya alive right now? Oh, Ilya isn't alive right now. That's for sure. Because he would be the perfect person to ask about this. But okay, that's fine. We can figure it out. Okay, goodbye. I think you're streaming too, right? So have a good stream too. I think what we'll do... Oh god, my other monitor is going haywire right now. There are so many things in the wrong place. Okay. I think we'll do electrolysis, and then we'll do the other stuff later. So we are going to obviously register a new block. Let's do that first. so let's do that. Let's come down here. Let's do a hello IntelliJ, thank you. Let's do a not that. What the hell, we already have that. Literally, it's actually quite far up. We have it right here, but oh well. Okay. So let's do a sure. We'll stick with that. So let's create a new class. I'm just doing something real quick. There we go. Okay, so this is an Industria block. Like that. And we'll add the constructor. And we'll do a new block properties. So what is this block going to do? Well, it's going to have a renderer. We know that for sure. It's going to have a horizontal facing. It's actually not going to have a horizontal facing. Because it's just going to be like a, it's going to be upwards. It's not going to, yeah. That's also settings. Don't know at that. Yeah, so it's going to have a renderer and it's going to have a comparator output because it is going to have an item. I think, is it going to have an item? Actually, now that I think about it. Yes, because it's going to have the anode and the cathode, right? So, we are going to want a voxel shape, but this will just be a voxel shape is equal shape full cube. There you go. Just for now. We don't need to use rotated shape though. We just want a constant shape. Okay, should the electrolyzer be a multi-block? Maybe. What do you guys think? Do you think it should be a multi-block? If it's not a multi-block, I feel like it's going to be weird. Like, it doesn't have to be like a massive multi-block, right? Although, okay, in real life, they are freaking massive. Or at least, like, quite big. So, basically this. Oh, Ilya. Aha. Hello, Ilya. You are exactly who we needed. Let me rename the title of the stream actually as well, because that would help. We may need your assistance with this holes hero. I don't know how to say it. You know what? I'm gonna Google how to say it. I'm gonna Google it. Would you like to tell me pronunciation? How to pronounce.com. Okay, I was saying it right. Oh, you can't stay too long? Okay. Well, yeah, basically I need to know how it works. But if you don't have time, that's fine. My understanding is that it's basically just electrolysis, right? But I don't know, like, if there's like precursor steps, or if there's steps after, or like that kind of stuff. Yeah, if you could let me know in the Discord earlier, that would be fantastic. That would be much appreciated. And we can sort that out. So it's gonna tick. It is gonna tick. It is gonna have a right click to open GUI, and it is gonna drop content. And do we want it to be a multi-block? Did I show you what it looks like? I had an image of what it looks like, and I don't remember if I showed you. Apparently, it's this giant thing. Apparently. But to be fair, Google has some very inconsistent things of what it looks like. Some things say one thing, other things say another thing. This is so confusing. The diagrams of this are very confusing. I do not know what I'm looking at. Like open the image. Look at this. It's so confusing. Oh, you know what? We should do that first. We should probably do that first, actually. That's a good point, Basti. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, let me quickly go ahead. Oh, I'm not really gonna be able to register. It's fine. What we need to do is we need to actually register an item that helps us to build it, right? I completely forgot about that because I was just so used to building it in the way I was. So, okay, Basti, if you want to know how to build it, basically, you grab the controller and you grab the non-controller, right? You place down the controller and then you just place down the non-controllers in front. But what we need to do is we need to obviously we need to make it so it's just a single item that does that, because that's a pain in the butt otherwise. Also should probably fix that, but are you adding an electrolyzer just for whole hair process, or does the equipment need more general for other reactions? I think it would make more sense to keep it more more generalized, right? Like there's other things you can do with electrolyte, not just aluminium. But I think it makes more sense to be generalized. Yeah. Because my understanding, which is, to be honest, is probably completely wrong, but my understanding is that you have like you have an anode and a cathode, right? I don't know if you can just like swap those out. I'm gonna say, for the sake of a Minecraft mod, it would make sense to be able to swap those out, right? If not, in real life too. So I assume that's basically how it works, right? Build a normal block 2 away from the controller and try to connect them, then it breaks. I wouldn't be surprised if you're correct. Should we have a look? So like this, and then like that, and like that. Yeah, I see. That makes sense. Oh yeah, that really has broke it. Input recipe entry is null. I see. Yeah, I should probably have an if statement. If input recipe entry is equal null, return. What's the background noise? I don't know. What can you hear? Oh, that's actually a good point. I need to put it on loop. Otherwise it's gonna play some really not good thing. Oh, you mean that background noise? Yeah, that's just my dog barking. That's probably what you can hear. You have an anode and cathode in some process like electrode is made of carbon. Ah, so you do actually need to replace it. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I don't know, my only reference is a Minecraft mod, so I was also thinking of immersive engineering, where you have the electro... I actually don't know what they call it. The arc furnace? Which I assume is just also electrolysis. Okay, why is this not working? Excuse me? Is it throwing an error? No? Why is this not working? Hello? Is it client side only? Oh, it's client side only, I see. Okay, why is this one not? Because that's also client side. Okay, it really has broke, huh? Okay, but it's fine now. Yeah, anyways, we need to add an item, right, that allows us to basically do... Yeah. Basically do controller that without having to switch between two different blocks, right? I think it will be easy to do, but that could be famous last words, right? Yeah, that's the rotary kiln, Ilya. It is pretty massive. So let's go create a new item. Now, what are we actually gonna call this? I guess just rotary kiln item? I guess? Or rotary kiln block item, maybe? Do I want to even extend block item? Probably not, I don't think. What's a rotary kiln? So basically it's just a big furnace, pretty much. Like that's kind of my understanding of it anyways. Like it's a furnace, but it also kind of like mixes. Oh right, basically you okay. See, putting items in is actually kind of complicated because you can't actually place a hopper there. Right, we should probably fix that too. Yeah, basically you have to put a hopper above the middle of the back of the back at the top. And it has to face down. So your best way is to block it. We need to... Okay, the other thing we need to do then is we need to add a voxel shape, right? We need to get the voxel shape working because otherwise it's kind of impossible to, like, place blocks. Which is not ideal, right? So... I mean, that should be pretty easy to do. We can do that in a second. But we'll just get this done first, and then... So, use on block. How the hell are we going to do? Right, so... What can we get from the contact? We can get the block pause, the hit pause. I don't know what the difference is, but sure. Player, horizontal player facing... So, yeah, let's get the facing first. Music's a bit loud. Okay, hold on. Down. There you go. That should be better. We'll go direction, facing is equal context, dot get a horizontal player face. The music is just Minecraft music. That's all it is. This is the Tricky Trials music specifically. So that'll get us the facing. Then we need to get the state that's like towards us, right? So yeah. So, okay, what we can do is we can go block init dot rotary Kiln controller. We basically are going to call onPlaced, but onPlaced doesn't actually set the block, does it? Does super.onPlace set the block? No. Good to know. Okay. Okay, is there like a context.player.place block? Okay, you know what? How does block item work? Not what I meant to click. What the block item? How does this work? Use on block. This not place. Block that is enabled. If context cannot place. Right, okay. Else it gets the context. If the context is null, then it fails. Gets the placement state. And then it just does some placement stuff. Okay, so basically, I hate this, but I'm gonna need to just copy paste it. Or I mean, actually, I very much could just extend it, couldn't I? Oh, the item you have to put in is aluminum hydroxide. Yeah. Aluminium hydroxide. You know what's crazy? I don't know if I usually say aluminium or aluminum. Like, I actually don't know what I would normally say. I kind of just switch between them both. I don't know which one's the right one to say either. Quite funny. Okay. I don't know. There's so much here. I didn't realize block item was quite so complicated. Problem is, I can't just have like a... I can't just have a get block, because it's going to be 2 different blocks. I think the best way is to extend block item. Oh, block. Block item. Oh my god. Block item. Wait. I see. So I'll just say null. Can I do that? Do you think that's going to be fine? I think it's probably fine. As long as I override all the methods that try and use it, it should be fine. It's gonna actually be such a pain, isn't it? I'm not gonna do that then. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy paste the entire class. Which may sound stupid, like why copy the entire class when you could just extend it, but I'm not going to have a lot of the things that this had. So I'm not going to have the block there. I'm not even going to have this get block method. Obviously that's going to break a bunch, but we can basically fix everything it needs. So this, for example, is going to be block in it dot rotary kiln controller dot append tooltip. Can be nested. Okay, well that's just going to be true. I don't even know where that went, to be honest. What is this? That container, spawn item contents? Okay, it doesn't have... That's just stupid. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We probably don't need that. I assume this is overridden. Yes, it is. Okay. Right, MBT to block entity. We don't need this. There are places that check instance of block item. There are? Why? Go to implementation. Oh. How are you meant to do this then? What about like sugarcane item? Is that not... Wait, sugarcane item? Is that not a thing? Oh, because that's probably handled in the block class now. So what about like bed item? I see. Does anyone remember why I made it 2 separate blocks and not just a block state for the controller and non-controller? There's a reason I did that, and I don't remember why I did it. What about like hanging sign item? That's got to be. You see, this isn't that simple because I need to place 2 different blocks. That's the problem. So I can't use block item. Not that block item. I can actually just type instant dog block item, can't I? Yeah. Even in like the drill, I check if it's instance of a block item. But the thing is, I can't make it a block item. Like, I actually just can't. I guess I can, but I will actually just have to override all the methods. Right, so I will actually just have to have... Right, okay, let's try this again. Oh. I am actually just going to have to take all of the methods like this. And I'm going to have to override it. So, okay, what I can do is I can make... So, okay, get block can just be blocking it dot. So that'll be like a fallback, right? So use on block. Let's do this so we can actually read this a little bit easier. Right. Let's override this because that's what you're meant to do. Let's get rid of some jank. Wow. Like, you don't do that. This can just be that. I don't know why they... I guess that's decompiled artifact. Okay. So this is overriding. This is overriding. This I don't need because that's a static method anyways. So what exactly does post placement do? This is fine actually. We can just leave that. And like we can leave that. And this is exactly the same. Leave that. Get placement state. We'll come back to that. Placement MBT. Well, this can go. Can place. We'll come back to this as well. Check state placement. What? That's useless. This can go. This can go. This can go. I'm just going to return true in here. Like, I don't... It doesn't need to do an instant health check. One item entity destroyed. I guess we'll keep that around. I don't see a problem with it necessarily. That can go. That can go. Okay. So this can go as well, I believe. So if we look at where get block is used in here. that's fine. So this can go to, because get block is actually only referenced in get placement state here. So this can probably go to, right? Yeah, this can go to. Okay, so we're getting somewhere here. So this is actually all we need, which isn't that bad. So what is the point of this method? What? Okay, whatever. So what we want to do, right, is when we place it, how do we do that? Right, so can place, so this does that, so we know that's true, so we can just get rid of that. So it can place at that position, and the world can place at that position. Okay. So really it's going to be here that it's going to need to determine the specific block that we use, right? So if we do block is equal get block, right? Then we'll just replace that with this. And then what we can do is just do an if check in here, right? So we can get direction facing is equal context dot get horizontal facing dot get opposite. Then we're going to get the other block. So that's going to be block init dot rotary kiln. Yeah, so what does this do? Do we really need this? In fact, I think actually I can... Oh, wait, I don't know why I'm doing this. I need to do this. And I need to know if the block in that direction, right? So if we do context.getBlock pause dot offset facing, right? That gets the block pause in front. Then we'll get the state. If the in front state is of block init, is not of a rotary kiln. No, or if it is of a rotary kiln, then we need to check what this specific segment index is, right? So what we'll do is we'll say int segment index is going to be rotary kiln block dot segment index. If segment index is equal 16, or if it's not equal 16, 15 actually, then we're going to do well, That's going to call get placement state, which in actuality, I think is overridden in, what's it called? Rotary. Oh, apparently it's not. I thought it was overridden. It must be. I'm sure it was overridden. Oh no, on placed is overridden. Well, that shouldn't really be overridden, should it? But okay. Well, yeah. So in that case, what we'll actually do is we'll have a block state to place, right? And I'll say that here to place is equal to that. Else it's gonna be the controller. Okay, else if in front state is of blocking it dot rotary kiln controller, right? So if we're basically placing it next to a controller, what is that meant to do? What? Two plays is going to be equal to blocking it dot rotary kiln get default state dot with segment index 1. And then else to place is just going to be the rotary kiln controller. But it really does need to get the placement state, because I think the placement state also, like, it needs to take into account the direction as well, I think. If we look at block state, what happens with block state? Ah, so it calls on play. Interesting. But we can just do that ourselves, so to place is equal to place with facing. Facing is not there though. Facing is in property. Right? And then facing needs to actually be facing, not get opposite. Okay. This, I think I can get rid of. And I believe this is basically the entire code. Unless I'm forgetting something. So it gets the facing of the player. It gets the pause in front of. See, get block pause Okay, so that is going to be the block, like the position of where it's actually placing, right? I think. Yeah. Okay, then it's going to get the state of that pause. If the state is a rotary kiln, then it's going to get the segment index. The segment index is less than 15, right? Then it's going to say that the state will be whatever's in front, right? Which we know is just going to be a rotary kiln with the segment index set to that segment index plus 1. Else, if it's basically greater than 16 or greater than 14, maybe it does need to. We're going to be 16. So if it's less than 16, no, it does need to be 15. Because that means that if it's the 14th one that's less than 15, so it will place the 15th one. If it's the 15th one that's greater than 15, or greater than 14, so yeah, okay, that's fine. So that means it's greater than 14, and so it will place the controller again. Else, if it's yeah, so else if the state is the controller, then it's going to be segment index 1. Else, if it's not the controller and it's not the normal block, then it's just going to be the controller. The other thing that we need to do is we need to actually get the controller, and we need to set it or to have this yeah, basically to have this block as part of its thing. So how do we do that? Well, let's see. So if we do if to place get block is equal the controller. We actually want to know if it's not the controller, right? So if it's not the controller, then we want to find the controller. So we want to do block pause controller pause is going to be in front of facing dot get opposite, just facing actually, by to place dot get rotary kiln block dot segment index, and then if world dot context dot world dot get block entity at controller pause is instance of a rotary kiln controller block entity. Then we're just going to say block entity add kiln segment at the pause, right? So the pause is contact. Oh my god, I cannot type. Get block pause. I think. I'm not 100% confident, to be honest. But hopefully it will work. So let's go into block init, and we're going to have to do a few things. So this, we don't want to register with an item tool. We just want to do register with copy. Register with copy. And instead we want to register that in our item in it. So we're going to do a rotary kiln block item. Register. New rotary kiln block item. Max count, that can be 64, that's fine. Yeah, so these settings won't have anything special. I think that's fine. No? Really? Do I have to do that? I don't really want to do that. I'm not going to do that. Can I not just do this one? Yeah, like that. That's what I want to do. I also do need to find out if I'm going to need alumina hydrate or not. We'll have to look into that at some point. In theory, that should work. Let's actually, whilst we're at it, do some data gen stuff that I have forgotten to do. So, English lang is kind of the one that comes to mind. So we're going to have to do translation builder.add. We're going to say, oh god, item, oh my god, hello? There we go. Item init dot alumina. I cannot type today. And we're also going to have to do the rotary kiln like that. I assume I've already added the lang for the 2 blocks, but it doesn't look like I have. So I guess we're going to do that. There we go. So that's the lang. Then we're going to do the model as well. So we'll come into here. And we'll do built-in entity model provider. Ooh, this is actually going to be a little bit complicated. We'll come back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that. So we're going to add item init dot alumina. I assume that's the last one we did, right? So sodium carbonate, alumina. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to plonk in a to-do here. Add renderer for rotary. Because if we just render the block entity normally, then it's not going to be able to render all of the segments. So, I mean, actually, what we could do, there is a way we could do this, actually. Yeah, there is a way to do this. I'm just trying to think, how do we want to do it? But I think if we do... If we just let it do the thing, like this. And then come into the... For the animation, you want them to go left and right and rotate with the barrel, right? So, I did say at the start of the stream, but I'm guessing you weren't here. I don't really know how to explain it without showing you it. Can I start the game right now? I think so. I don't think anything should break if I start the game. And I will show you what, kind of what I'm aiming. Oh, we get ads. I didn't know we got ads. There you go. Lovely ads. Anyways. Oh, yeah, we are gonna get an error. Let's do this. Hello? Oh, I think that goes here. Yeah, basically, yeah, I really actually don't know how to explain it actually. It just needs to like go round. Yeah. I'll show you. We'll load into the game and I'll kind of whilst that's loading, we'll take a wait lift. But for the renderer, my idea is we're basically just gonna add a bunch of blank empty positions and then it should just render them. Be perfect. I can't find in here. Games look. Oh. So, okay. Basically what it's gonna do, let's put an item in here so I can. Okay. So if we give it a second. Okay, so first things first, they do actually need to like come down this hatch and then slide down here. But that's probably a future thing to figure out. The idea basically is as they're coming along like this, they're gonna go up like this, right? So they're gonna come up to like, I don't know, like here or something. Kind of hard to show because it's constantly spinning, but like it's gonna come to like here somewhere and then it's gonna kind of like tumble down basically, right? I don't really know how to explain it. Yeah, like basically as soon as it gets to here it should go, because it's not just going to go around the whole thing, right? Because it's not like stuck to it, so it's going to get to like here. But basically as soon as it tries to like go up and not you know, whatever, so one animation cycle per segment is fine. Yeah, that's fine. That would probably be fine. But yeah, that's basically, I mean, obviously, this shouldn't be here either. But that's fine, because that will come down here in the time that it takes it to go from here to here. And I can do that anyways, if... because that part should be pretty simple. But yeah, that's basically how it's going to work. I probably should have tested my code. Ah, well. Oh, I've actually already added the controller in here. That's good to know. So what we actually are going to need to do here is we're going to need to switch this to the util.make. So I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to go a private final map of item. Can I make it an item convertible, by the way? Or does it need to be an item? I think I can make it an item convertible. To a block end. And I'm going to do block entities equal util.make a new hash map. And we're going to do map. And basically we're going to do that. And then delete that. I assume it's fine with item. Yep, it seems to be fine. Fantastic. Okay. So what we're basically going to do here is I'm going to say Rotary Kiln. Now, what does add kiln segment do? Does it like, See, the problem is it does actually check. Okay, we'll just do a for loop. Because I was just going to add a bunch of block pos zeros, but I guess I can't do that. We'll just go for I15 and we'll do Rotary Kiln, add kiln segment, new block pos, and I. And I mean, that should work. I think. I believe. As long as that will work, as long as the renderer doesn't check, but I don't know why the renderer would check. Yeah, it doesn't seem to check, so it should be fine. Be perfect. The only thing is, obviously, this will call update. I think update will only update if it's server side, though, so that should be fine. Unless, actually, does this? No, that should be fine. Should be okay. Yeah, that should be good. So basically doing that, oops, we'll make that work. And then that's in there. This doesn't do like, okay. I just wanted to see if that's fine, but it is fine. That's fine. Am I missing something? I think I'm missing something. Don't know what. I feel like somewhere I'm trying to use the Rotary Kiln block as an item, possibly in here. I reckon I'm doing it in here. Yes, I am. There you go. Told you. I knew there was something. There's that, and then is there something else? Model in it, debug rendering. That's all fine. Yeah, so that should all work. We'll test this in a second. We'll just try this first. Here we are. I think it's probably not going to work, but we'll try. So, I should also probably fix pick block. So when I pick block, it just brings you the item. But, well, yeah. Oh Lord, I've broken everything. I've broken everything. Yeah, I think I know why. So it's this, because I changed this, and it's because I'm doing, yeah, like this. So these all need to just be as item, unfortunately. I mean, actually, wait. Can I leave it as item convertible? And then just do... Oh, I see. Can I cast this to an item convertible? Like, is that a safe thing to do? Or like, I see the problem. I don't know that there's a way to fix it though, unfortunately. So I think I will have to stick with the as item. Which is a shame because, like... But here we are. We also don't want to put the controller in it. I don't know why I did that. We need item in it. Rotary. Which, do I really need to do that? No. Okay. So... yeah, let's restart again. What are you up to now? Right now, I am hopefully fixing the item rendering, and also we're going to test the actual item itself. Once this works, we'll do the voxel shape, which should be pretty quick. And then hopefully we can get back to the electrolyzer. But it's going to take us a hot minute. Okay, so hopefully, yeah, they're back. Okay. So in theory, somewhere here, there should be the rotary kiln item. I can't see it though. Interesting. Oh, you know, I'm an idiot. Got to run data gen. So yes, of course it's not going to work. That would make sense. Come on, data gen. There we go. Okay. So we'll just reload from disk. Probably don't really need to do. And we'll build, which I also am not entirely sure that we need to do, but I always do it anyways. Then we just F3 and T, and hopefully I still can't see it. I feel like it should be pretty obvious. Interesting. Did it register correctly, or we go in here? Item minute.rotary kiln. Okay, what about the data gen? Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't. Yeah, I meant to do that. And then that. That's why. Okay, let's try again. Should work this time. We shouldn't have to reload the game either, hopefully. I'm hoping it will just load on resource rather than reload, and then we'll build. And then we'll reload in game. It crashed. That was very much a possibility, to be fair. Why do we not have the wrong client in here? Were we in debug mode? We were. Not invoke world.get time because the value of get world is null. Interesting. Why is it invoking world.get time exactly? I don't know why it's doing that. Let's do vote rotation. Yeah, so this should only be sorry Basti, this is probably going to break everything for you. Oops, I didn't mean to run the client like that. I meant to do that. Actually, moving that line shouldn't really break it for you. I don't think. Because I would assume everything you're doing is down here. You're changing that entirely? Okay. Sure. Okay. You do you. Oh, yeah, I probably should have committed to GitHub first before I asked you to to try and fix it. Ah, well. Oh, yeah, that's worked. Oh my god, it's massive. That's quite funny. Damn, that is quite funny. It's massive. Okay, it doesn't need to be that big. Let's come in here. Okay, so like translation, for example, we can probably make this like 2.5. On the Y, that's fine. Scale might be worth going even smaller. I'm a bit confused how this works. All recipes have the same progress. They will have the same progress, yeah. Because unless you're putting them in at different times, they're going to have the same progress. Because they all get inserted at the same rate, so it's always going to have the same progress. Like, the progress is between each block, not... yeah, it's between each segment, not between... like the like the length, right? Yeah, it resets in each segment. Okay, so what I was going to do is I was not going to add quite so many parts. It doesn't really need to, it just doesn't need to be that big. So we can just decrease this to like if we want half, that's going to be 8, so we're going to add 7. We'll have to restart for this though, by the way. But I was also going to make the size a little bit smaller. So like if we go divide this by like 2. We can do that, which will make that a little bit smaller as well. We'll probably have to mess around with these, but this is once again one of those things where like I'm not too fussed about getting this perfect right now. And this is very much a future polish kind of thing, but we'll try this and see if it's about in the right kind of. We can actually... yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the voxel shape, to be honest, because it's a bit of an odd shape without diagonals. It might be a bit of a pain, but we'll see. Also, I was thinking, right? I think I had a massive revelation, and I'm not sure if anyone's thought of this yet, right? I'll show you in a second. Yeah, that's more reasonable. It still needs to be further to the left, but that's fine. Right, so my massive revelation, right? If I spawn like a pig, right? Right. So look at the bounding box, right? You see how even if the pig rotates, right, the bounding box will not rotate, right? Like if it wants to, you know what I mean. Yeah, you can see even as it's going as an angle, the bounding box won't rotate, right? I was thinking, you know how they're adding that big ghast thing, right? Watch this. You're not going to be able to see it. Yeah, look, even as it rotates, the bounding box doesn't rotate. But the new ghasts, you can walk on them whilst they're flying, right? And like, they're not going to necessarily be snapped to a grid. So does that mean we're going to be getting rotating bounding boxes? Maybe? That was my revelation. Anyways. If it's hard-coded for that single entity, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Isn't that already... That is not already a thing. That is impossible to do with the current code. It could use the end... I don't think so, because the way the Ender Dragon works is it's actually multiple entities. Right? Like if I go... I don't really want to do this because this is going to break the entire world. Yeah, I'll just do that block. End portal. Right. Well, that's hidden then. Oops. Alright, if we go find the Ender Dragon, right, which is here. Each of these green boxes is actually a separate entity. They're not the same entity. That's how the Ender Dragon does it. But even so, right, you can see it doesn't even line up with the model anyway. Right? But this thing, you're meant to be able to stand on top of it, like... It's not even that hard to add non-rectangular bounding boxes. Like, it's not that hard. Or like rotated bounding boxes. But, yeah, no. Mojang moment, right? I don't know why I left the world. I actually just meant to go back to the overworld. But, oh well. Now we're going to be waiting a while as well. Yep, there you go. I reckon they're going to add rotating bounding box. Because I'm not sure how they would do it otherwise. Unless it's just going to be shitty. Which is possible. Because it is Mojang. Like, it could be a massive disappointment, and it turns out, like, if your ghast is rotated, then you can't stand on the part that's rotated. Or, like, Or they'll make it so when the glass stops, it has to like snap to a grid. But that would be so jank. I cannot imagine they would do that. There's no way. Because even if like actually, how do boats work? Because oh, I see, because it just about covers the... Why can I not get in the boat? Hello? Am I crazy? Am I doing something wrong? Why can't I get in the boat? The server's not dead. Why can I not get in the boat? Am I going crazy? Game? I don't understand. I'm so confused. Does it have to be on water now? For you to get in? Surely not. Nope. I actually just can't get in the boat. Why can I not get in the boat? I'm not in creative mode. No, I mean, I'm not in spectator mode. Do I have to be in survival mode? Nope, I just cannot get in a boat. You do not have enough skill to row. What do you mean? Genuinely. Why can I not get in? Does anyone know why I can't get in the boat? Is this something I've done in Industria that's caused this? Or is this like a vanilla thing? Or a fabric thing? I'm trying to think if anything I have done could even remotely mess with that. You know what? I think it has. I think I wrote a bunch of mix-ins to get fluids to work. I think I wrote one here. If original, return true. Can add passenger. I mean, this should be fine, because if it's the original, it just returns true. I'm not doing anything special, I don't think. Oh. I think it is because of this. So I'm targeting is submerged in, which I'm trying to think. So that's this right here. Submerged in fluid tags or water. I don't know. I've broke something. To be honest, I probably broke a lot of these. A lot of these things, I probably broke stuff. And I just haven't tested if it's actually broken them. At some point, I'm going to need to go through all of these and validate them, aren't I? Okay. Fine. There we go. We'll come back to it. Okay. So, I think we're finally... Oh, voxel shape. Damn it. Okay, voxel shape's going to be a pain in the butt, by the way. I hope you guys are ready for this. So, I'm going to have to export 16 voxel shapes. So, okay. Okay, why does it not? Okay, I wanted to just show the ones that look. Okay. Oh, it does. It just okay. I see. Bit jank, but sure. So I'm gonna just delete all of these. I think is the best way to do this. Like that. And then seg1. So this is seg1. So I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to delete this. And I think that's all the rotating parts of the model. At least as far as I can remember. But then basically what I'm going to do, I'm hoping that I can just like select this one alone and like export voxel shape, but I don't think that's gonna work. Unfortunately. I really hope it does, because I don't want to have to delete all the rest and then add them back in, export, blah 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 blah. That would just take forever. I really don't want to have to do that, so I'm very much hoping source main Java. Let's have a look. If it's a massive file, it's a pretty massive file. So that hasn't worked then, has it? Yeah, look at the numbers. Look how they go higher. Okay, well, you know what? So, actually, I could export 1 and 2. And then I could probably export the rest as a single one. And then I can kind of just cut and paste from that single one. Because I think I can easily tell, like, these ones are part of index 3. These ones are part of index 4, 5, etc, etc. So I think I should be able to do that. So if I just get rid of these ones, right? And I mean, Copilot can probably kind of figure this out for me, for the most part. So if I delete these, like that. No, okay, and then I'm going to export this one, and then I'll export the other one. So export voxel shape. Okay. So this one I called like the D something. So remember that, chat. So this one. Okay, so this is number 1, right? So let's close this. Let's minimize these. And let's come into the block class. And where are we? I'm a bit lost. Okay, so we'll go into here, I think. Okay, well no, this is going to be the controller voxel shape. So the controller is actually only going to have this single. Actually no, it's kind of not though. This is actually going to be a pain in the butt, man. So it's gonna need to be, oh good lord. Okay. It's gonna be a map of integer voxels. Shapes is equal util.make new hash map. Okay. So we're gonna do map.put 0 and we're gonna put it in this. Okay, so that's the first one. Then I think this one is the second one. So I'm gonna delete this one and I'm gonna delete this one. So map.put 1, this one, and I'm gonna simplify that as well. And then in theory, I should just be able to make a union between these 4 and it should work in theory. So map.put 2 voxel shapes.union and these. That's simplify. I think. I hope. Really hoping. And I'm then also really hoping that Copilot will know exactly what I want to do. And it will be able to figure out that, like, these ones are going to be a single one, etc., etc. Hoping. Oh, it might have. Do I trust it, though? I don't know that I trust it. 2, 1, -4, 3, 4, -3. 2, 1, -4, 3, 4, -4, -3. Look at, like, this one. -2, 1, -4, -1, 4, -3. -2, 1, -4, -1, 4, -3. I think that's correct. At least for this one. But do I trust them all to be like that? I think I can. I mean, it's probably going to understand that, like, there's a pattern anyways, because there will be a pattern between these. And I actually did know there was only 15, so it might have got it. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. Because bottom one here, this is 15, 14. The bottom one here is 16, 15. So somehow it's got that wrong somewhere. I don't really know how. I don't know how it's got that wrong. So 2 is 3, -2. 3 is 4. How? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 8. 2 is 3. I'm a bit confused. But maybe it's fine, I guess. Maybe. So let's do a shape factory. So there should be like a rotated shapes somewhere. I don't think actually. This puts it in the shape cache. And run calculation, where's the shape cache? I don't know, where's run calculation? Yeah. It's not cache directional shape. Interesting. Question. When it builds it, I might actually be able to use this. As long as... maybe not. Wait, what happens to them? Okay, well, actually, I can probably just add them in here. Right? I can just do this and then do... that. And then all I actually have to do is I have to say, use rotated shapes. See, that's not gonna work. See, what this needs to be, this shape's here. This needs to be... it actually needs to be a map of direction to these. Right, and then these need to go in a separate map. So I need to do a map of integer from a voxel shape. A segment map equal util.make new hash map. I actually don't need to use util, but it's fine. And then these need to use segment map. This. Like that and like that. And then basically I need to use the method that rotates is this one. I need to call run calculation on map no, on per segment map. I think, wait. Oh, that won't work because run shape calculation takes in this map, which isn't what I'm doing. So I need to use this. So if I do this, so for direction in direction dot values, I actually only need to do the horizontal ones though. Can I just get the horizontal values? Is there a thing for that or not? I guess I can just... Can you... I'll just do this. North, south. You can't do that. Nope, Java moment. So that will then just be Industria block properties. I hate that, but here we are. And then we need to do per segment map. Why are you using a map of integers instead of an array? Well, I don't need to, but I also don't really know how to make this an array. Well, I guess... Sure. Okay, so I guess it's just a voxel shape array. Segment is equal that. And then basically change all of the segments dot put into segments like that. Oops, didn't mean to do that. No, go back, go back, go back. Segments dot. This needs to have that. And replace all. And then where it has comma voxel shapes, I changed that to equal, right? Oops. Nope, not like that. Never mind. Because I forgot to add back the equal. And then I just need to place these with like that. I'll do these individually because like that. Hello Super C, welcome to the stream. Why is this complaining? Because something's complaining. Yeah. Huh? Get rid of these real quick. Why are you complaining? Rotary Kiln controller block. What? Where else is that? What? Oh, because there's too many. Okay, it's done some weird things down here. Yeah, I don't know what the hell it's done down here. This is very weird. Okay, what is wrong with this? Am I crazy? Oh, it's... Wait, what the hell is happening? Oh, because I don't need this anymore. That's why. That's why it's being... Okay. So what is this doing? What have you done? Initially... Yeah, so actually this can also just be a voxel shape array, right? Okay, don't do that. Right. I have to put direction segments. No, literally no. So I need to reconstruct that, right? So I need to do voxel shape array, rotated shapes, and then I need to do Industria block dot block properties dot calculate shapes, direction, segments I. Why is this called calculate shapes? It calculates a singular shape. Weird shit. Okay. And then that. And does this need to return something? Or like... I don't think so, does it? So direction is equal state.get facing. What the hell? No. What? What is it doing? It also needs to be not hop facing, horizontal facing. Go. In fact, actually, can you do... Ah, you can do this, actually. So where I have my silly little array thing in here, I can just do this. Because this defines its values. Down here. Oh, look. It actually predicate direction.type horizontal. Oh, even better. Lovely. Okay. Why is this complaining? Right. So all I need to do here is say if state... no, I just need to return shapes.get direction 0. And that will be fine. And then I can that, and then even better, I can do that. Okay. Then I just need to fix the blocks. So this can go bye-bye. This voxel shape is public, yes. Good. So all this needs to do is basically the same thing. So shape factory. So we'll get the direction. Okay, then we'll get the int segment index. And then we'll do Rotary controller shapes, not block entity though. Dot get facing. Voxel shape is equal that, and then segment index, and then return shape. Oh, wait, no, because we need to return all of the previous one. We actually need to do the same with that here. Bugger. Hmm. Okay, so we do need this. Sure, I mean, that will never happen, but anyways. So basically we have to combine the shape and the previous shape. Kind of, but union can take in like multiple, right? So if I do voxel shape array, previous shape is equal a new voxel shape array, and that's going to just be of size segment index. And then system.array copy shapes, 0 previous shapes, segment index. Yeah, and then return voxel shapes.union previous shapes. I think we might have to like offset that though, so that it's correct. So shape new shape or combined shape. Sure, we'll simplify it, I guess. That's fine. And then what we want to do is we want to be able to offset it somehow. So we have the segment, right? So what we can do is we can say combine shape dot offset facing dot get offset x times 0.5. No. Kind of. We want offset x, but we want to times that by segment index. And basically just want to return that. I think. Not sure, but I think. I'll keep that down there actually. And yeah, now the controller is going to be a bit different. So what we can do is we can do this to get the current shape. And then we're going to have to somehow search for the other ones. I don't know if I can do world.getBlockEntity. I can. Okay. I can check if this is... You can't do if statements like that, can you? But I want to say if this is instance of the Rotary Kiln controller block entity, then we can say block entity dot get Kiln segments dot size, right? And then basically we want to get all of the shapes. So we're going to do for I less than size. And I guess we just want to do size plus 1. Because we want to start offsetting by 1, right? Well, I guess not, though, actually. Okay. Oh, no, we do. Yeah. Yeah, that would be correct. So we do 1 and plus 1, then we can just do I. Okay. So that will kind of union them all one by one. I don't know if that's what, like, what this does. It kind of is, yeah. Okay. So if we just do that, and I mean, in that case, to be honest, in that case, we can just do shape dot union. No, so we can do like a for loop here too. Which Copilot should be able to do. Then that just becomes a combined shape. Which should probably be a little bit more efficient. And in theory, this should work, I guess. We have a problem here, apparently. Yes. Yes. This is going to... Ooh. Bugger. This is actually going to be a major problem. Because this relies on there just being a single map of direction to a voxel shape, which isn't the case here. Bugger. Because it relies also on this, which is a get shape of direction. I mean, if I look here... Yeah, because it caches it. Oh... Oh no. So... This does take a world and a pause, though. If I look at this here, it uses the world and it uses the pause. It doesn't use the context. It does use the state, but the state could be grabbed. So actually, I think this is going to be fine. All I need to do is here, I need to have a private... Oh, good lord, this is going to be a little bit complicated. It's going to be a bifunction. Right. Now, bifunctions, return type is the last one. Okay. So it's going to take in a world view, and it's going to take in a block pause as well. And then it's going to return a voxel shape. Now, shape factory, by default, we're just going to return shapes.get world.get block date pause .get properties .horizontal facing. This will be the default, right? And then what I can do in here is instead of having this, I can just have that bifunction. Right? And in here, instead of passing in the map, I can just pass in, no, I can pass in the bifunction. Come on, Cobalt. Thank you. And I can set that in here. And in here, this can change. So this can just be a world view world, and it can have a block pause. And that can just do this.shapefactory.apply. That's also going to break this. So I can just change this to take in world and pause. Now, I can take in a direction too. And just make it a try function, actually. Actually, is it like it's a free function, right? Or a function free? Is that what Mojang calls it? Yeah, so then if I do a direction as well. And that may seem stupid, but I don't want to have to recalculate that every time, and that's going to be what's used most of the time, so it just makes sense to do that. So then all I actually have to do in here is also pass in that direction. And then Down here, this just has to take in the shape factory, which will now have to be a function free, which takes in a direction. And direction. And then actually all I have to do in here, even better, is I can just do that. Right. Then I need to just do a thing here. I could do a shape factory. So then that means that in here, all I have to do. So this is the controller, right? But all I have to do is I have to basically copy this. I might make this a method, actually. Get voxel shape. And I'm not going to pass in the state because we actually just need the direction. So I'm actually going to pass in this and just do direction. And I put that as the wrong parameter because that needs to go as this one. So then I can just do this and this. And then you know what that means? That means that in here I can just do, in fact, I can even up you one there. I can do rotary Kiln controller block, get voxel shape. Look at that. Look how nice and simple that is. And I just need to do the same for this one, of course. So I can take these. I can extract method, get voxel shape, and now this one does take in the state. I don't need it to take in the states though, so I can give it the world. See that this one's actually a little bit of a pain in the butt. Ideally, this method would just take in a world and a pause. Question. What does... Actually, this is inexpensive in reality. Yeah, this has got to be inexpensive. So if I just do world pause. Right. I'm going to have to do a state lookup in here. But I think that just gets it from a map, doesn't it? If I go like, world chunk.get block state. Okay, not quite, unfortunately. But also kind of. Okay. What's the best way to do this? Well, I can pass in a block state. It really doesn't matter. Like, it actually doesn't matter. Because either way, I'm going to have to do this lookup somewhere. It's either going to be here, or it's going to be in here. So it actually doesn't matter. I can't avoid it. So that's fine. This needs to be a block view. Yes, it does. That's fine. Yeah, this is fine. And then I can also one-line this as well by doing that, and then doing that, and then doing that. Okay. Oh, you know what? I can save on a little bit here. I can put these here. Not that that's actually going to do anything, but like, they can go there. Yeah, that's the furthest I can put them, but, you know, that's fine. And then what that just means that I can do here now is that I can do that. So I can literally just put, get voxel. Is it not public? Public. Nice, there you go. So, this might not work, to be honest. I might have just done all this and it could have been for absolutely nothing. But we're going to find out. Oh, I missed this. What is this? World pause. Oh, yes, of course. Silly me. That should be the only error we have, though. Let's see. We really haven't got as much done today as I wanted to. But, ah well. Because I'm probably gonna cut this stream a little bit shorter than usual, unfortunately, but... Oh? Is there a function for when a recipe is in a segment is finished? Well, the progress of the recipe will be 100 if it's finished. But there isn't a method for it, no, because it's just checking if the progress is 100. Cannot get into property segment index as it does not exist on block air? What? Excuse me? I don't understand. Oh, I know why. Oh no. It's because of this. Ah. Oh dear. Is there like a contains? There is. Okay, so I can actually just say contain segment index, then state.get segment index, or I'm just going to give it a fallback to 0. That's the best way to solve this. Yeah. I mean, it's not ideal, but it will work. I guess I probably shouldn't give it segment index 0. It should probably be segment index 1. It should. Let's see. Okay, we're further than we were last time. Can I get the render inside the... No, you can definitely not do that, Vasti. What are you trying to do? That is a very scary proposition. What are you trying to do? You just never need to get the renderer inside the block entity. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, not what I wanted. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this isn't what I wanted, but it is cool for sure. Very, very interesting. Variable want set of. I want. Ashley, what's happened to your English? I want. Okay, this is actually very confusing. You want to set a variable when the recipe is finished. Yes? Okay. Why do you need why do you need the renderer and the block entity for that? I also don't really understand why you need to do that. Why can't you just check if the progress is 100? Okay, let's test the item actually. Because I never got around to testing it today. Oh, I realized I now can't. Well, the renderer doesn't know when it's finished. Won't the recipe be removed once it's... yes. Well... Just check if the progress is 99? I mean... The thing is, when it's finished, it's not going to be finished, because when it's finished, it will just move on to the next one. So, like, you can't ever know if it's finished. We have an error. What's that property facing? It does not exist. Oh, did I try to use facing and not horizontal facing? I did. Silly me. Did I do that somewhere else too? I feel like I did. No, I didn't. Hello, Wide. Welcome back. My evening has been going pretty good. How's your evening been going, Wide? Yeah, that should work. And then, I don't know why the voxel shapes aren't working. I actually have no idea why the voxel shapes aren't working, but we'll figure that out in a minute. Oh, actually, I maybe know why. Yeah, I think I know why, actually. Okay. But this, hopefully... Oh. Oh, the voxel shapes are a bit weird, huh? Oh, oops. Did I place that in the wrong place? Okay, apart from the voxel shapes, everything seems... Oh. Okay, this is actually really hard to place when you can't see where you're placing. And look at that. Look, it goes on to the next one. Presumably, if I just keep doing it, it will keep doing that. Yeah, look at this. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, it's lagging so much. Oh my god. because there's a lot of voxel shapes here. It's really the voxel shapes that are causing a pretty big problem here. It's because each of them are separate voxel shapes when it should be a combined voxel shape. And I don't know why it's not combining. Right, like you can see this as a single... Like this is the voxel shape here. I actually don't know why, what I might need to do, and I don't think this is the problem, by the way. But I maybe probably shouldn't do... this, because I think that's causing a problem. I'll just go. Oh. Okay. That. There you go. And then also this. Oh, by the way, this, where's it gone? Can be like that, which is a little bit cleaner. Yeah, this is fine because this just unions them. Yeah, see, I think the problem is because it's using the pause. I'm trying to remember how the multi-block works. You know what? We can just have a look, can't we? So, multi-block block. We go in here. Voxel shape cache. Yeah, so this is passing in this pause. What it needs to pass in is data.primary pause. No, not there. Wait, not there. This needs to be data.primary. And I think I can actually hot swap that. Okay, now we do not have any voxels. Okay, it works for this one. Except this... Wait, how has that happened? Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. How has that happened? Oh yeah, the particles are actually also probably caused, now that I think about it. But what is going on here? So it's saying it's missing the third one. Which should be this one. I don't suppose Copilot can figure it out, can it? That's not right. We can open Blockbench real quick, and if we open this and we just delete oh, you know why? When I know why, yeah. Because when I exported the second one, I also included the first one. But I didn't do that for any of the rest. So that's probably causing a problem. So let's do this. And this will just be second. And then if we add these back, then we can delete this one, and then we have the third one. Why did you need to mix in a lot of fluid stuff? Because I wanted to get fluids like basically, if you don't, then you have to put fluids in the water fluid tank. And effectively what that causes it to happen is that the fluid is just water. As far as the game is concerned, it's water. So everything about it functions as water. I'm an idiot. That's basically why. So yeah. Wait, can I just yeah, I can. Good to know. I wanted to delete this, 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 and this, and this, and this. Did I delete the wrong thing there? Let's do this. I'll just close that off. This can go back like that as well. There you go. But yeah, it will basically just act like water, which causes it to be really funky. Like you get some really... So I just wrote a couple mix-ins. They weren't too hard to write, but obviously I haven't done them correct because it's not really working. Or, well, it works. They all work, actually, but yeah, clearly there's some issues among them, which is probably arose from when I actually updated it from 1.21 to 1.21.4. 3. I'm on 3 now, aren't I? Yeah. That's probably when all the issues actually arose, I assume. So this is segments 2. This is 3, and I need to just increment all the rest. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, is that right? Segment 2. Segment 2's been overwritten? No, it hasn't. What do you mean? That's such a lie. 8, 9. Wait. No, this isn't right. I'm doing something wrong. So this is 2. Okay, this is 3. Wait, I've done something wrong there. I'm not sure what I've done wrong. Segments 3 is equal to that. So then this is 4. This is 5. This is 6. 7. Wait. No, this is... Okay. This is segment 1. This is segment 2. This is segment 3. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7. This is 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. And this will be number 16, but we don't need number 16. I don't know how... Alright, yeah, because I wasn't number 16 before. So in theory, that should fix it. Because it shouldn't have all those problems now. And I mean, hopefully it will use just Union as well for me. That would be nice, but I'm not sure it's going to do that. Oh, I need to delete these. Yeah, that's not going to come. Hopefully this will work. And then if it works, I will probably end the stream at that point because I also don't particularly want to move on to the whole hero process because I'm just like not quite there yet with the research. I'm gonna need Ilya to help me out with a lot of that. Why is it errored? The min values needed to be small or equal to the maximum values. What? Excuse me? Hmm? Where? Let's see. In here? In here? No? Here. I don't understand. Did I copy it wrong? Or whatever. What are you listening to right now? Right now, I am listening to Sabrina Carpenter. Very good. Good stuff. Speaking of, is the music still playing? Because I know sometimes it likes to just like stop. It is still playing. Okay, good. What do you mean, boo, hide? I have this back. Okay, yeah, that's different. I don't know how, or I have no idea how I got to that one. But sure. I also syntax highlighting, please come back. My God. But yeah, as I say, I will probably end the stream after we hopefully get this working. Because yeah, I'm gonna need to do some more research into the whole Herald process. Before I get onto that. And I think I kind of understand how electrolysis works. Like you have the anode, you have the cathode. Got those out and stuff. But like apart from that, I don't know much about like the rest of it. So. Okay, this works. So if I look at this one, it shows me all the rest. These ones do not work though. And in fact, there is no voxel shape for these ones. Interesting. The voxel shape only exists for that one. For this block here. That's interesting. I wonder why. I wonder if, for whatever reason, passing in the primary pos isn't working. In fact, now that I think about it, the primary pos... Oh no, that should be fine. Right, that should be fine, because that'll be the position of the specific rotary kiln block that it's targeted at. In fact, let's have a look at something real quick. If we look at this bottom one, think about here. Here or here? One of these. Yeah, here. It's actually really hard to tell if it's doing anything, because... Okay, it's not. Interesting. Not sure why? Check factory.apply. Let's go into... Oh, this is not used? What? No, I'm sure this is used. What? Didn't I It's literally used. Well done, IntelliJ. My god. Okay. Can't trust it to do anything these days. So obviously what's happening is this method is not working. Okay. So what is it doing? So we're facing north. Sure, whatever, doesn't really matter. So it'll get the shapes. You'll get the state. So what is the state? So the state is kiln segment index 8. Sure. Is that greater than shapes.length? No, it's not. So it will get the shape. And then it'll go for each one that's less than that, starting from the first one, it should union them. I reckon whatever it is probably this. In fact, I can probably have a look, actually. If I look at what get offset X does, it does vectory I dot get X. I don't think that's correct. So you can see that it's given me a shape, right? So what the hell? Didn't know that was a thing. This is weird. I've never seen this piece of UI before. But okay. So looking at something like this just makes me actually want to die when it comes to Railroad, because I don't know how I'm ever going to do something like this in Railroad. Like, this is the entire debugger, to be honest. But, oh well. So, Just going to do shape to offset. So what's it going to offset by? -8? That would be correct, I think. I don't see what would be wrong with that. So what does that give us for the shape now? So that's -2 to -16. Has changed to... Oh, you know what the problem is? Oh, well, it's not the problem, but a problem. Oh, wait, actually. I'm trying to think. Because is this going to add the ones Because it also needs to add the ones that are like beyond it, right? So not just that one, it needs to add the ones that are beyond it. So it actually needs to grab the controller and find how many. Oh god. Ooh. You know what it might be worth doing? What it might be worth doing is actually just getting the controller, like the controller state, and then just getting the shape from that state rather than trying to recalculate it from this. And then just do this same offset here. So that means that I can basically, I mean, it doesn't really help much, but it means that I can do world.get block state at, let's stop the game. I might restart IntelliJ because it's not giving me any anything. So I want to do pos.offset in facing.get opposite by segment index. What the hell? Broke. IntelliJ's actually so broken right now. Wait, what has it done? Facing... Oh my god. This is so confusing. Facing.get up... Pos.offset, facing.get opposite segment in... Okay. No syntax highlighting is... Wow. So then what I want to do is I want to get the voxel shape from that. Okay, we're just not gonna... Just not gonna have any... No. It's gone. It's gone. It's just given up on me. I don't know what the parameters of get outline shape are off by heart. I think it's world. No, it's state. Ah, no, because this is from the state. So it's going to be world pos shape context dot something. I don't know if I can just give it null. It's not null. Of course it is. I mean, I don't know then. I don't have the entity. Do I have maybe the entity in the multi-block class? Like in... No, because this is... Oh. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought. So even though it is technically called in here, where it has a shape context, it uses a cache, and I can't really store the player in the cache. That's just not really gonna work. Oh my god. I don't think I can even just give it null. Actually, do I need the shape context? Like if I'm calling... Basically what I'm calling is it's going to be this. So this actually doesn't even take in the shape context. It's completely ignored. So it is my lucky day. And in fact, if I can find where I was, which I can't find anymore. Does anyone know where I was, chat? I genuinely have no idea where I was. Was I in here? No, I was in here. No, I was in here. No, I was in here. I think. Was I in here? Yes, I was. So, since it's my lucky day, I can actually just pass in. No. I'm actually gonna do get block. No, it's probably fine. I think this will work. But I really need syntax. So I am actually just gonna just restart. And maybe, hopefully, that's highlighting comes back. Don't tell me it has not come back. Okay, thank you. Oh, it's because state's already defined. That's why it was being a bit weird. I mean, it doesn't entirely explain why, but... Oh, and also this is a block pause. Why did no one tell me about this? Come on, guys. So this does just call block.getOutlineShape. So I'm kind of tempted to just directly just do primary state dot. No, I'm not. Okay, should we try this? What do we think? Do we think it's gonna work? I don't know that it's gonna help. I'm not sure it's gonna change anything, to be honest. This actually, you know, I think you're right, Wide. I think what it's gonna do is it's gonna work, but it's not gonna be in the right place. I think that's what it's gonna do. Because I think this really needs to be facing .get opposite, I think. Because it's getting the shape from the primary state. Instead of before, it was translating back to the primary state. I think it's now going to be offset a bunch. Nope, it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. I'm not sure I understand. I'm kind of suspicious of this. I don't know that this is right. What if I just return shape, maybe? It might not make a difference, but I am suspicious of it. Okay. Interesting. So offset is definitely doing something weird. There's also still no voxel shape for this one. Not sure how that's happened. Oh, question. Can I go inside of it now? No. Why can't I go inside of it? That's kind of weird. Like, I should definitely be able to go inside of it because it's not a full voxel shape. Oh, you know why, actually? It's because I simplify it somewhere, I think. Never mind, I do not. See, somehow... It's like this doesn't work, but it clearly does work, because if I literally look at this one, it works. and yet all this one is doing is it's calling that one. Oh wait, actually, this state right here. What is this? Primary state. Oh. It's air. Why is it air? Positive offset facing dot get opposite segment index. How is segment index 15? Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? 1 second. I'm looking here. Wait. Also, what the hell was that? What was that? What was that voxel shape? How? Oh, there it was. Oh, never mind. I see what it is. Okay. Wait, I'm inside of it. So it does work. So, okay, whatever's happened is somehow this one has become 15? Okay, I'm not sure I understand. So this is segment index 2. I want to know what segment index this is. How can I get the data of the block above me? Does anyone know? Isn't there a data command or something? Get block. Oh. That doesn't give me the state though, does it? Can I get the state? Properties? What is storage? I wonder if that's fabric thing. What does scale do? No idea. I don't know that Google's really gonna help me here, but I'm gonna try. Say Minecraft get block state at position command. Maybe? Apparently there's a slash block state, but I think this guy's lying. Yeah, because I've never heard of that in my life. I'm pretty sure there isn't a way. Yeah, but I can't look at it because it thinks there's nothing there. If I look at it, it says there's air because it doesn't have a voxel shape. That's the entire problem. I mean, actually, if I come to this one, right? Right, and then I do this. So it's saying that state is segment index 15. Is it doing that for all of them? It is, so it genuinely just thinks it's segment index 15. That's so weird. Why does it think it's segment index 50? That would explain a lot, though, wouldn't it? Right? Because if that's... like, that would explain a lot. So... I'm wondering... oh. I should really remove this. This needs to really go. Because we don't need that anymore. Wait, let me just double check. But I'm pretty sure we don't need this. Because all this does is gets the controller and it adds the kiln. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. It's probably that, maybe? Okay, I'm gonna reload the game. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I'll fix it some other time. Because, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream afterwards, regardless. So hopefully, if everyone crosses their fingers, get those fingers crossed, people, then hopefully it will work. Pray on it, sure. Yeah, that works too. Okay, I should probably remove that breakpoint. Okay, it's very hard to use your mouse when your fingers are crossed. Right, I am gonna have to actually break it and replace it though, because that one's permanently broken now. Okay, it's very hard to see. Oh god, it's gotten worse. It's actually gotten worse. Okay, kind of. It's kind of gotten worse. We can see this one now. This one actually has a voxel shape now. So that's good. But this is not working. Let's try. Try breakpoint that and just see what that does. So to place segment index 6. How is to place segment index 6? What? Oh, right, if it's not a controller. Yeah, that's fine. Now offset that by to place 6. In front, pause. Oh, this needs to be... does this need to be -1, I think? Yeah, because otherwise that's not going to work. So let's do to place dot offset. Wait, to place is not a position. Right. Okay, I do actually want to try and get this working, and I think this is the one thing that's stopping it, so I am going to continue going. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Wrong button. Oh, I placed it in the wrong place. This is so hard. Is it working? Yay! It's still not selecting the whole thing, but... well. We can figure that out some other time. This is all I wanted to work. So now we can select any of these and it will select them all as it should. We still can't go inside of it, which is still making me quite sad, but I'll figure that out at some time too. So yeah, I mean, that's going to be pretty much it for this stream. So obviously I hope you guys enjoyed. I know we didn't get much done, but yeah, I'm going to hopefully speak to Ilya about the process thing, and we'll try and figure that out. And then probably we'll do that next time, maybe. Hopefully that's the plan. But yeah, I will see you on Friday. Yes, I'll see you on Friday because I'm going to be streaming on Friday. 7 o'clock as usual, or 7 o'clock my time, which is GMT. I think it might be BST, but I don't know. It might be BST. Either way, I will see you on Friday at normal time. So goodbye everybody, and good night.